Oil and gasoline are set to reach their peak use in the year 2029. Do you recognize this man? Probably not. His name is Tony Seba. And since 2015, Tony Seba has been predicting the use of gasoline and oil dropping drastically by the year 2029. Not only that, he's been predicting the cost of solar becoming cheaper and cheaper, and also he's been predicting the use of electric vehicles taking over gasoline cars. Not only just Tony Seba, but the International Energy Agency agree with him. They say also that by the year 2029, the use of oil and gasoline will drop off a cliff. And they could say by the year 2028. And this is definitely the shift that people were not expecting. Things are definitely changing now because a lot of people are switching away from using gasoline and oil in certain countries. Therefore, solar is actually starting to become more popular. But of course, we can't completely get rid of oil because we do need it to make plastics, even for the massive wind turbines. But regardless of all that information, there's still a company, which is the Organization of Petrol Export Countries. They're the company that actually still regulates gasoline. And of course, they would disagree and say that gasoline and oil is going to be around a lot longer because it is their business. So the real story is who's actually telling the truth? Because the reality is most people in certain countries are starting to switch away from oil and gasoline because they are now going to solar. And the more solar becomes more popular, the less use for oil and gas in certain countries. In Australia, there are lots of people who are switching to solar roofs and electric cars. Therefore, they actually have no need to go to the gas station. And this is actually affecting gas stations in Australia and oil companies. They're starting to lose lots of profits due to the fact that people are switching over to solar because they believe that solar is much more cheaper for them to run their homes and to power their cars. Therefore, the oil companies are getting a big backlash and they're fighting back, trying to tell people oil and gas is actually going to be around a lot longer. Well, these are two different sides of two different stories. Who's actually telling the truth? We don't necessarily know. We'll definitely find out by 2029. And also, in France, 3 nuclear reactors had to be turned off due to the fact that there was too much solar. People are definitely turning their backs on using gasoline and oil, and the trend will continue. A lot of people will disagree and get pushback, but the only way we'll find out is in the future.